What's up, cool-ass motherfucker?
Today's topic is, what's some basic knowledge that a scary amount of people don't know? Let's get right into the first post. Drowning doesn't usually look like drowning on TV. 9/10, it's just silent. The person goes under and doesn't come back up. And choking doesn't look like choking as seen on TV either. If there's any hacking/coughing, they aren't choking and don't need a Heimlich maneuver. You only use the Heimlich if there's no sound coming out of their mouth. Don't dive in the water to save a drowning person. They will kill you. Throw them a flotation device, hand them a broomstick and pull them to safety. Do not get in the water with a panicking person. Wait until they are unconscious and then dive in to retrieve them. Source: years of swim lessons and unfortunately knowing somebody who has died trying to rescue somebody. It is very easy to not block the whole aisle with your cart at the grocery store. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it is automatically healthy. Just because it is artificial or synthetic doesn't mean it is automatically bad for you. How long it takes a semi-truck to stop. It always makes me mad when I pass a semi, give them enough space before getting back over, and some asshole decides that the space I was leaving for the semi to need to stop is actually for his to slide into. That Africa is not a country. Also, not all black people are African American. I had a girl tell me about African Americans in England, and I was like, shut yo dumb stanky ratchet ho mouth. How to spot an obvious scam. Look how many people fall for those clickbait articles and chain posts and propaganda and stuff. Saw something this morning about some chick falling for a fake astronaut scam. Said he needed money to get back to Earth. Just, are you f***ing kidding me? Shorty was dumb as fuck. How to merge in traffic, specifically zipper merging. People are fucking terrible at that. How to tell if food has gone bad. When I worked in a meat department, we got like one call a day from people saying, I bought this X days ago, is it still good? Lady, I'm not there with you. This ain't a smell-a-phone. You're going to have to use your own senses and brain on this one. Sit properly in any vehicles. Leg injuries are no joke. And you can even break your legs easily in a car crash because your legs were on the dashboard. Saw someone a few days ago who was driving and had their left foot out the window. Story scope here. If I ever catch one of you guys with your stanky ratchet rotten feet out the window, I'm snatching your leg and dragging you out of that window and giving you a certified ass whooping. Real shit. That not all internet news is real. Propaganda is definitely real, and there is plenty of it of all kinds on Reddit. What sucks the most is propaganda. Things like transitionary inflation or the pandemic is over. So much bullshit meant to quell hysteria. We like to poke fun at or feel pity for citizens where their governments are lying to them, but quite frankly, everyone does it. If we can't trust our government, why should we trust private companies? How a four-way stop works. Every hurricane in Florida, we've several traffic lights go out. People are supposed to treat it like a four-way stop, but instead they do this nonsense. Oh, he went? 10 more of us will go. It's fine. I actually saw one light where people were doing it correctly. After Ian and I nearly shit myself, I was so shocked. I'd almost prefer that to what happens in the Midwest. Every four-way stop is a nightmare because people want to be polite and wave at you to go first. Even if they were sitting there stopped before you even rolled up. Be predictable, not polite. Evidence-based reasoning and what evidence means. Prove it. What about you prove it? There's plenty of evidence online. Do your own research. That EpiPens and Narcan do not stop reactions overdoses. They slow them down, so getting a person to proper care is still a necessity. Not quite right. Narcan stops an overdose by being a reversible but super competitive binder to the same receptors as opioids. So it will stop an opioid overdose, but it has a 1-2 life of 30 min, aka it will wear off after 30 minutes. So you will go back into overdose depending on how long the opioids you took are meant to last for. You may need many Narcans. My nursing professor said she had to babysit a PT in a hospital every half hour over the course of 12 HRSBC. She OD'd Ivui on an XL formulation. So it will stop the overdose, but the overdose will come back. That pretty much every machine requires maintenance. Think dishwashers, washing machines, cars, mowers, etc. They aren't magic boxes, and they will last longer if you know how to maintain them. My mother-in-law is in her 80s, and until recently didn't know that the dishwasher needs its filters cleaning every so often. Edit. Since this blew up a bit, for those that would like to locate their dishwasher's filters, they're different for every make and model. You do well to Google the make and model of the unit and see if you can find a manual. Maybe even YouTube will have some information. YouTube is a great resource for learning about things. Taking my dishwasher as an example, there are some reasonably obvious plastic pieces in the bottom of the washing area that can be slid out/unscrewed. There are 3 parts to my filter. Rubber gloves when touching them might be a good idea. Cleaning them is as simple as taking a brush and some soapy water to them to remove all the gunk before reinstalling. You can also buy a plastic bottle full of chemicals that you put into the dishwasher. You run a cycle, and the chemicals clean throughout the unit. I do both because I like a clean dishwasher. I do it every month or so, or whenever I notice that dishes aren't getting as clean as they should, or some not clean smell. Control-C, Control-V. Control+W instantly closes a tab on a browser. Control+Shift+T reopens the last closed tab bonus. Control+Shift+N opens incognito tab /window. You can't reopen tabs on incognito once it's gone, it's gone. Non-prawn bonus LOL. Control+Shift+Escape to open Task Manager instead of doing Control-Alt-Delete. Much easier keybind to hit. That you should wait for people to get off the elevator when it arrives at your floor, instead of cramming yourself in when the doors open, blocking their departure. And keep walking when you go through a door or step off an escalator. Tax brackets. You only pay the higher rate on the portion above the threshold amount. This drives me fucking crazy. I work in manufacturing and make enough that we're right below the threshold for the next tax bracket. So many of my coworkers refuse to take overtime only because they think they'll actually make less money on their paycheck than if they didn't. Overdosing in high amounts of Tylenol has proven to be fatal. Took a whole bottle one time, nearly died. Somehow no damage to my liver. The experience is like this. You take them, you don't feel much until about 20 min in. If you haven't eaten, might be sooner. I had a meal before, so it was delayed a bit. You start to feel numb. Everything tingles a little. 30 min in, your heart starts pounding and you can hear it. You're lightheaded and you have a hard time with balance, but it's not uncomfortable. You slowly start to feel more and more woozy. You kind of want to drift off, but your head starts pounding louder and it hurts at that point. A full throbbing ache. I personally was scared of being shamed for dying. Yeah, rational at the time. So I made myself puke. Gut-wrenching, dry heaving after wasn't fun. Everything was dizzy and blurry. Couple hours in, I could hear distant voices that weren't really there. Think tripping on diphenhydramine. Slight auditory hallucinations. The walls were getting wavy, black spots in my vision. My stomach hurt. A lot. 3 H'ers in, I went to the hospital. My mom didn't believe me. She told the nurses I was lying. When they took my blood, they were asking the intake nurse why I was in the waiting room so long. Concentrations of liver proteins or something, meaning the Tylenol was killing me, were so high. My mom was dumbfounded LOL. Spent the next 3 hours feeling like I was under laughing gas BC of the Tylenol. They had me on acidote for a good 6 hours, along with a gravel Ivoy for the nausea and saline for the dehydration. During that time, I was puking non-stop. Constantly retching, stomach was severely in pain and cramped. Nothing came out but bile. Couldn't keep anything down. Wasn't even gagging before having to puke. Just stomach convulsions and dry heaving as a result. I couldn't get any sleep. My head was pounding, sweating like a dog. Abdominal pain like I had really bad gas and period cramps. After the ordeal, I couldn't walk for a good 2 days. Had a headache in the psych ward, and the nurse comes and offers me a Tylenol for the pain. Fuck the mental health system. Anyways, a Tylenol overdose is a slow and very painful way to go. Don't do it if you hate pain. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm trying to upload more, so love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.